Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and we are talking about free readings. And the reason I thought this would be a great topic of discussion is because it is an important part of learning for the tarot reader and also the continuing education for the tarot reader. You know, tarot reading can be one of those professions or one of those practices where you only get better as the more you do. So it makes sense that there would be opportunities to do free readings. And I have to tell you, free readings definitely helped me to hone my skills. And it was an integral part of me moving from reading first for myself to reading free for others to then charging for readings. So I encourage people to definitely do free readings. However, there needs to be some boundaries set. There also needs to be, to me, my suggestion, be in doing free readings with the end purpose in mind. Meaning, for me, if I'm doing free readings, I want to gain something from it. It's nice to be generous and give, and that's important. And Lord knows I do give free readings to family members in that capacity, in that way, and to some friends. But after a while, it can become very depleting, especially when you start doing readings full time. How are you going to then also be able to juggle in free readings as well? Well, how you do so is you do it with a purpose in mind, and you do it with boundaries set from the giddy up. I wish that I would have known about how to effectively do free readings early on in my tarot journey, but you live and you learn, and you sometimes learn late, and that's okay. But I've seen how free readings have really helped people, and I've seen how it can be not necessarily a big help at all. Sometimes in the forums, like on Facebook, I'll see people offering free readings, doing it in an environment where it's kind of difficult to really be able to give all that you can in a reading. Because for me, when I'm doing readings for others, I thrive when it's a one-on-one situation, not when there's this massive audience of people where all these different energies are at play. That's just me though. I'm someone who is very much into vibrational energies and feeling the frequencies of different people, and I'm empathic, or I'm an empath, so I sometimes soak up a bunch of different energies that are not even to the person who I'm doing a reading for. So that environment would not work for someone like me. So I was like, well, how am I going to be able to hone my skills? I did start to offer free readings to colleagues in my profession, like in my, white collar profession, if you will. But I didn't feel comfortable doing that either. I also hesitated on doing free readings for friends because I don't really like doing readings even sometimes for myself unless it's a specific question I'm asking about. I don't necessarily like to do just general readings for myself anymore, nor do I want to do them for family members and friends. I will from time to time if I have some downtime, but I don't have much downtime anymore. So I have to be able to be like, no, I can't do it right now. But when I do have some time, I will do a free reading for you. So that's tip number one. Knowing yourself and knowing your schedule enough to know when you do have time to do free readings and when you don't. If you don't, then don't feel bad about saying you don't have time. People who are paying for readings take priority. People who are not paying for readings don't take priority. That's a simple thing for me. I have to be able to divvy out my time accordingly. And so for those who are paying, they of course get priority. Now that's not to say that if something came up and someone dearly needed me, they needed me and they needed some insight from tarot, yeah, I'm going to probably give it to them. But, this is an energy exchange here. I give my all, just as all tarot readers, most if not all, give their complete all when they're doing a reading. So time is money and money is time. You know, if I could, I would do it for free, but I would be so depleted and I wouldn't be able to pay for the equipment that it takes to be able to do distance tarot readings. So, you know, there has to be an exchange there. That's just how it works. Free is something I do as a part of my generosity, a part of giving back, but it's not something I do every single day, all the time. So yeah, when I was on the forums looking at how people were doing free readings in that way, and I'm not knocking it, I encourage people, if you are called to do readings in that way, do it. That works for you, go for it. I just know for me and how I operate, it's not something that works for me. Now, what does work for me is maybe offering free readings in a specific time period on your personal Facebook page. You know, you put out a advertisement that you're doing free readings, or you let your friends know that you're doing free readings, and you post it there, and you do it for a few days time, or you set up a parameter, if you will. That works. That could work. For me, I also use my YouTube channel for it. I do free readings in terms of monthly readings for all 12 astrological signs. I also do periodic free speed readings where I'm crashing through questions that come through over the week. I'll give people like a due date to get me the readings by, and then that following Monday I post them all to my YouTube channel. People seem to like that. I like that. I'm able to go back and look and see what I've done in terms of my reading, you know, and learning from it. People sometimes from those free readings, people then eventually become paying clients. Some don't, but it's me just generously giving those with the no strings attached, no worries. I just give it because that's what my heart is called to do. I do those kind of free reading events either monthly for the monthly readings, or I do it for a quarterly thing, like every 3 or 4 months for the free speed readings, or some other kind of situation where I'm offering free readings. It's usually during slow times when I'm not so busy with my readings, my paid readings, and my other life and my family life. If everything's kind of downtime, I will do free readings, but it's on my terms and what works for me. You know, and now I've had to shift to telling some of my friends and family, hey, you know, if you want a free reading, I'm doing it during this time period. So please pop in your question during this time period. Again, if people come to me and they're in dire need, I'm not going to turn them away. But I also have to set up some healthy boundaries because, you know, there's only one of me and I can only be stretched so far. So that's one, you know, that's something that I have to say in this video, is that you can control how it goes with free readings. It's a necessary thing to me in terms of learning and growing and being able to go from reading for yourself to reading for others to reading, you know, for money, being paid for it, you know, or barter, however you want to do it. So yeah, you control it. And, you know, again, when you're doing readings, do so with an insight in mind. If you want free, you want to offer free readings in exchange for some feedback, make sure you get the feedback. If that's the intention you set when you decided to put out there for everyone that you would like feedback, get that feedback. And then if they're not reciprocating and you do another free reading session in the future, you just say, hey, you know, in the past, I asked for feedback. You didn't share any. I see you're coming back. Well, what feedback can you provide me? Get it then. Or don't do the reading for the person. Again, it's about setting healthy boundaries for yourself so that way you are respecting yourself and your time. Time is going to be very fleeting once you start picking up and doing more and more readings. So it behooves you to set some healthy boundaries when it comes to offering, whether it's paid or free readings. It's just important to set some boundaries. And the final piece is, again, feel free to say no. If you are tapped out, say you can't do free readings right now and release the guilt. No guilt, because guilt is what will continue to have you doing readings when you really need to be doing something else. You know, I had to scale back a lot of my free reading offerings because I have other things going on in my life aside from tarot that needs my attention. So I have to pick and choose now. And so that's what it is. But I want to continue doing readings. So, and I also want to be a part of the community, and I also want to be of service. So will there be a percentage of my readings per year that are free? Yes. But will it take over? No. Will I feel okay saying no when I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I'm just not called to do a free reading for someone? Yeah. And I encourage you to do the same. So tell me your thoughts about free readings. What tips do you have for others in our community on making sure that they are getting the most from their free reading offerings, and to make sure that they're not depleted or, feeling just overwhelmed with, all that can come when you're offering something for free. So I want to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching. Many blessings, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.